Warning: this video may contain foul language, discussion of sex, prostitutes, and other adult topics that might make some people squeamish. If you can't handle this, leave now, but don't bitch to me. Enjoy. Hey, I'm Scott, and I'm an American in Bangkok. I got a letter from a guy, let's see, well, he is an American. His name is Tommy. He writes to me, Scotty boy, I am an Americano living in California, and I met a Thai woman a few months ago on a dating website. All I can do right there, after that first line, I just hit myself because I got a feeling what's coming. She was an au pair from Chiang Mai living with a host family here in California. I was not specifically seeking a Thai woman, but she was friendly in our conversations and lived close by, so I decided to ask her out. Aside from cultural and language barriers, we seemed to have a good connection and entered into a relationship. As I was doing more research on Thailand and its culture, I found your YouTube channel. Glad you did. You did a great job putting things together, and I appreciate the work you do. Okay. I wish I had found your channel before dating a Thai woman. It would have helped me gain cultural competency I would not otherwise have. Although my girlfriend seemed to be a very nice and good Thai girl, she had certain inconsistencies that made me suspicious. She scored a 3 on your bad Thai girl scale. Tattoos, smoking, constantly on the phone. Well, that would piss me off right there. First, the smoking is that's just, if she scores a 1 and the 1 is a smoker, I can't deal with it because I don't smoke, and I'm very sensitive to it. But, you know, hey, that's me. She would get very jealous and suspicious of me whenever we were not together. And that's another thing that pisses me off. That's another one. She would lie on a regular basis about almost anything, which obviously annoyed the hell out of me. Well, that's a deal breaker. You know, if it's a little white lie, like, you know, she's 35 and she tells you she's 31 because, you know, she doesn't want you to think she's an old lady, okay, maybe I could forgive that. But if it's something a little more important, well, bye-bye, lard ass. Okay. I never really trusted her completely. I'm going to stop right there. Well, then, I mean, you know, I can understand trusting her 99%, and, you know, there's always that little bit just to be kind of safe. But other than that, you know, that's a biggie right there, not trusting the girl. You got to trust her. And I suppose with good reason. Her agency matched her with a new family in the United States, in Oklahoma, and although she wanted to stay in a long-distance relationship, I opted to end things amicably. She could have remained in California with me under a tourist visa, but she wanted to continue as an au pair. As soon as she got to Oklahoma, she began accusing me of all sorts of bad things, spreading rumors to her friends back in California about me to make sure none of them tried to date me after she left. You know, that's really juvenile, man. I mean, it's like, if she wants to move, she's giving up her rights to you. Whatever happens is your business, and it's none of her business. And for her to do that shows how juvenile and immature she is. But, you know, that doesn't surprise me. Because she's Thai, and she's a woman, and I'm getting the impression from what you've written me that she's a young woman, at least fairly young. Okay, one by one, many of her friends began blocking me on social media, all except for one girl who I believe has a crush on me. She seems like a more legitimate Thai woman except for her association with my ex, although to be fair, they were just friends through the agency they worked for. She is from Korat, has no bad girl traits, and has a desire to remain in California on a permanent basis. When she learned my ex was moving to Oklahoma, she asked me out. Is this typical behavior, or should I be worried? Listen, I wouldn't be worried about it, because you know what? You are a man. You control your own destiny. You are the one who you can say bye-bye if you want, or, you know, you can pull the trigger. You can do whatever you want. But if you're just dating, I mean, take it slow, see what's happening. And I wouldn't worry about what the other girl thinks. It's none of her business. She elected to leave you. So why are you so concerned about that? I wouldn't be concerned at all, man. I mean, you know, maybe that's just me, but I wouldn't be. Okay, it seemed innocent enough. If I were to pursue things with her, I would certainly proceed with extreme caution. Nobody is getting a green card special from me. Ironically, I have been going on dates with local women, about a 50-50 mix between white and Asian. Uh-oh, sounds to me like you might got the Asian fever. I began speaking with another woman who, as it turns out, is also an au pair from Thailand. She just ended a relationship with a man in the area because he moved to Oklahoma as well. So we instantly connected and began talking about our intercultural experiences. Listen, man, I think if you are hooking up with au pair after au pair, and they happen to be Thai, I think you might be doing something wrong. You know, really. First of all, I'm not one to do the whole online dating thing. I don't care, you know, if I was single or not, I wouldn't be doing it. And I never had to. I mean, I always had my fair share. I had my slumps when I was younger, of course. But I always had dates, and I went out with plenty of people to satisfy me. And, I mean, everybody's different, but personally, I think if you're going to use the whole online thing, I think it needs to be used sparingly and very, very cautiously. Because, think about it, there are, what are they called? Catfish. I think I saw something about catfish on Dr. Phil. Yes, I watch Dr. Phil sometimes, although I am not Dr. Phil of Thailand, and I am not Ann Landers. Anyway, okay, let's see. He goes on to say, we instantly connected. She is from Boridam, and seems to be another very nice girl. 0 score on the bad Thai girl scale, although she said she prefers foreign men, even when she lived in Thailand, which half concerns me. My question is, what is your knowledge about Thai women who sign up to be au pairs? Well, honestly, nothing. But I know enough to know that if they're signing up to be an au pair, you know, there's a chance they're a student or something like that, or, you know, there's always that chance. But if you're meeting them online, I mean, I guess, you know, this is 2014. You know, Thai girls are changing. They'll do this. And when they get to the United States, they change, for sure. But let's see here. Do you have any information from Boridam and Korat? Now, well, both of those places are in Isan, and Boridam is very well known for being a hub of the prostitute supply. That's where they come from. Many of them come from Boridam. Some of them come from Korat. So, you know, I mean, not all of them. I mean, I don't want to slam all girls from Boridam or Korat, but there are many, many girls from these areas in the bars working as prostitutes. It doesn't mean that your girl is a prostitute by any means. What kinds of questions would you ask these women to get to know them better? I am obviously not going to dive headfirst into a serious relationship with either of these women, but any advice would be much appreciated. Well, Tommy, I think that, you know, the thing is about the questions is, questions are not going to solve your problem or your equation. I think what is necessary is time. You're going to need to see how everything plays out. Because as I have said before, with Thai women, and I think probably with women in general, give them enough time and all of their motivations in life and with you, they will become known. They will gradually open up to where you see more, and maybe you will learn enough about them to you know, to know how they are and if they're the kind of girl that you want. Now, I mean, of course you can ask them what did they used to do and how did they get to the United States? How were they able to get a visa to the United States? Not to say that they all can do this, but maybe they got married. Maybe they got there, you didn't say how old they are. Maybe they got married, they moved to the U.S., and then when they stopped, they were already a naturalized citizen, you know, and they're like, hey, I'm going to stay here, but I don't know what to do. I don't have a great education. What am I supposed to do? Okay, I'll be an au pair. You know, I mean, so I would ask, what did they do while they were in Thailand? How long were they at it? Did they finish university? Did they finish high school? I mean, questions like this, basic questions that you should ask anyway. And I would give it time. I mean, do not give in. That's the thing. And, you know, listen, I'm not one to say I've never done it, but don't give in so quickly. Don't give in, oh, I love you. You're so beautiful. Oh, my God. I've never been with anybody like you. You're so special. I love you. Don't give in to that. Don't give in to that urge that you might end up, you know, saying a little bit too much. Hold back. See what happens, because you already found out with this first girl that, you know, you thought things were good, blah, 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 blah. You know, she scored a 3 on the bad girl scale, and she was jealous, she was suspicious, which that would just piss me off. Like, you know, you think, I got enough problems in my life. I got enough things to worry about. I got enough things to take care of. I got my kids. I got my wife. I got my family. You know what I'm saying? I got to keep earning money. I got to make sure that the money I have is still going to come in. And, you know, there's all kinds of things. You know, I got my physical problems. I got this, I got that. And the last thing you want to worry about is going to Starbucks or going to 7-Eleven or going to a movie by yourself and somebody says to you, I know you were out with a girl, and then you get into a big fight because of it. Who needs that bullshit? I mean, seriously. So, you know, that's a warning sign, in my opinion. If it's a little bit like, oh, you know, hey, you probably have another girlfriend or something that I don't know about, or even that's a little too much. But, you know, if maybe it's like, you know, you're so handsome, you probably have a lot of girlfriends. All right, I can handle that, you know. But, you know, but I think that when it gets to be where it's just pure jealousy, and it's kind of an angry jealousy, I think it's too much. You got to give her the boot, you know. And for me, you know, maybe you smoke, but for me, the smoking thing is a big no-no. You know, the tattoos, that's not always, you know, tattoos alone do not make an easy woman or a bad woman, all right? I want to make that perfectly clear. You know, some people just like tattoos. I mean, you know, they don't always mean, but I would say that if she has tattoos, she's a smoker, she's constantly on the phone, she's lying to you, I would kind of question her integrity. That's just me, but anyhow, hopefully I have helped you a little bit. Until next time, I am Scott. I am an American in Bangkok, and thank you to Mr. Alex for being a big help as my producer. Now, I'm Scott. I'm an American in Bangkok. Chok di la jerkan mai.